Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Southern Miss Speaks podcast. I'm your co-host Zion Cochran with my two guests,
Rashad Williams.
And Ariana Sanders.
and we're going to start this segment off talking about mental health and how us college students in our junior and senior years deal with it. And I'll speak from firsthand experience that this semester myself, I'll say my mental health has been really good. I've been exercising plenty, at least 4 or 5 days a week. I'm eating healthy. I can make a lot of home cooked meals and whatnot. But I will say at times that the schoolwork and the material itself could sometimes be a little stressful. It could be a little overwhelming with this class, that class, and this project and this research paper, and just things come from all directions. And then sometimes my work schedule comes into play outside of school and class, and it can be a little stressful at times. But with a planner, a journal, and a lot of sacrifice and time, I feel like, I've accomplished a lot, and I feel like a lot of other students can accomplish a lot as well, guys.
Well, I could say my mental health has also been pretty good this semester, but for previous semesters, it was a little shaky and it kind of got in the way of my academics because I experienced a death in the family and it was really close. So for about 2 semesters, I really lacked as far as academic wise. And I actually tried to go to a counselor on campus, and unfortunately, my feelings were kind of invalidated. So, since I've kind of just been working on myself and figuring out what ways I could do to cope with people that are around me or just by myself.
Right. Personally, for me, I would say my mental health has been in the toilet. It's always been that way since I started college. Really, I would say mental health is really important for college students because we're at a period of time in our life now where we're kind of sort of in a way expected to have everything figured out. We really got 4 years to figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of our lives. And that's a little amount of time to figure out, what we're gonna do forever. So, as far as my mental state, I just, my anxiety, it gets the best of me whenever I think about like my future, what I'm gonna do in life, how am I gonna make it, how am I gonna be able to afford this, how I'm gonna buy this car, that house, how I'm gonna fly my parents out to this vacation, stuff like that. I stress and worry a lot, about my future, my own well-being, and not only that, but just like like being socially involved on campus, like mentally, I guess that plays a part on you. When you look at other friend groups, other social groups, you kind of want to fit in or whatever. Kind of makes you feel, some type of way or whatever. But I do believe that mental health is very, very important on this campus. I've never went to a campus counselor. Simply up the fact that because I've heard, what my partner said, that they're not really helpful. I don't even feel safe. I don't feel comfortable talking to a school counselor because I feel like they're pretty much, like, okay, well, it's my job, whatever, blah, 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 and then they're shooting me away. So I've never taken up school counseling, and I probably never will because I, too, have heard before that they pretty much invalidate people's feelings or whatever. But that's my take on mental health.
Yeah, I can attest to that, guys. I've never been to a mental health counselor here at USM myself. Honestly, I can't say I've heard good or bad ratings in itself, but, it's not something I've really partaken in myself. But some things that I do to take care of my mental health consist of, I exercise 4 or 5 days out the week. I read my Bible. I meditate. I take, at least 30 or 40 minutes out my day to make sure I pray, read my Bible, do things of the sort and whatnot. And, mental health, in the past 20 years is a real big issue with, teenagers and, adolescents our age and whatnot, transitioning from high school to college to young adults, And as my other host, Rashad, said, a lot of times, we're kind of put in this box of 4 years to figure out what we're going to do the rest of our lives. And, I don't feel like that's enough time. No one ever has figured out, in 4 years what they're going to do for the rest of their life and whatnot. It's a journey, and, a lot of times there are ups and downs with school, mental health, family, and etc. But, I feel like, with enough patience and endurance and perseverance, I feel like, myself and, everyone else around me could break through and, get that degree, get an idea of what they want to do, that job, that city, that girlfriend, that boyfriend, whatever it is, you know what I mean? They'll find it, it takes faith, endurance, and etc. And yeah, go ahead.
I kind of want to go back to what Rashad said about like the whole finding friends on campus thing, just because I'm not really open when it comes to like finding new people. And I always told my friends back home, when I was in high school, all my friends kind of just gravitated towards me. And when I got to college, it was like, oh, now I have to actually go out and make friends. And I don't think I was mentally prepared for that because I noticed quickly that I did have a lot of anxiety when it came to just speaking to people in classrooms, speaking in general, which is surprising that I have a journalism major. But, as time passed, I kind of got over it. And even though, I'm in my last semester in college and about to graduate in December, I still don't think I found, that solid friend group on campus, even though like I'm pretty involved. I don't know, it's just kind of weird when it comes to finding friends on campus and dealing with things like anxiety or mental health issues.
So if you don't mind me asking, why do you think it is that you don't really do well with approaching people, like making friends?
I don't think it's the approaching aspect. I think I overthink all of my conversations and interactions with people. So it isn't the current, it's more of like the aftermath. I always think, okay, what did I say here? What did I say there? Like, did I say something wrong? I don't know. It's just, I never want people to get the wrong perception of me from any interaction. So I think that's why I kind of like overthink it a lot. So to avoid extreme overthinking, I rather just not talk to people.
How many friends would you say you got on this campus?
Define friends. Like, are friends somebody I talk to every single day? Like,
You know who your friends is? Because to be real with you, I got two. That's my roommate and the guy down the hall, my homeboy.
I don't want to say I don't have no friends because I feel like people would be offended by saying, oh, no, damn, we not, me.
Ain't nobody gonna hear this but the teacher.
Yeah, I mean,
You ain't got a name drop, they ain't gonna hear it.
yeah, I don't really feel like I just have friends, honestly. Like, I have two best friends back home, but like on campus, I wouldn't call, but like on campus, I wouldn't call anyone my friend. I would say everyone is pretty much acquaintances, even though I say, hey, friend,
Right.
how you doing, friend? I mean, it's just a word, but
Right.
like,
So for me, based on what you said, I'm an extrovert, okay? I've always been an extrovert. I've always loved people. I've always loved the crowd. I've always loved to talk, make people laugh, crack jokes. I've always been that guy. But I've noticed with like the last, oh my gosh, like the last year or two, it's like I'm starting to become introverted. Like it's like I'm starting to, have. It's like I kind of get nervous when it comes to talking to people. I've never been that way. When I go to do the drive-through, okay, I get nervous placing no order because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up. Because I stutter and I talk fast, so it's like dang, like this is not me. You know what I'm saying? So mentally, that really I think about that a lot. Like, damn, what's happening to me? Like, I'm an extrovert. Why am I afraid to like talk to people? Why am I afraid to approach? Say this dude and ask him if you want to be cool. Why am I afraid to? So it's like, dang, like what's going on? Personally, I feel like social media has played a part in that. Because I see all these social experiments on the internet. I see like all these different social interactions, like the hidden camera pranks and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? When people go up to random people and try to talk to them, they react crazy. I feel like looking at all that is kind of like mess with my mind. And I feel like also part of it has to do with me getting older. You know what I'm saying? But I've always been a people person. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I do. It's my thing. And now I'm starting to struggle with talking to people. It's like a meltdown because that's my character. That's who I am. Talking to people that's always been my thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm having a meltdown because like, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say on this campus I only have like 2 friends, my roommate and one of my other friends, because I just haven't felt that social what's the word for it? I haven't had that social burst to just interact. You know what I'm saying? Talk to people. Because I overthink a lot. Like, oh, what if I talk to this person and then they just ignore me? What if I talk to this person and they just kind of me about me, leave me attitude? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just like you. I just kind of to eliminate that factor. I just keep walking, ignore them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult, in this day and age.
How many friends do you have?
Myself, I'll be real with you. I only got maybe, I'll say one friend, honestly. One friend, honestly, one friend on campus. And
One friend?
yeah, this is one of my homeboys. I met him, I think it was around January or so. One of my homeboys, we go out on the town sometimes.
Right.
Every once in a while we'll go to the gym on campus,
Right.
outside of campus. But, only one friend myself, like, kind of like similar to y'all. I'm not gonna say I'm introverted, but I have my bursts of sometimes, where I'm real open and real,
Right,
excited and whatnot. But then there are times where I'm just like, man, I don't feel like talking.
Right.
Dang, what if I like Rashad said? Sometimes I stutter when I talk. Sometimes I talk really fast. It's a lot of things come to mind. When I'm having new social interactions with people and whatnot. But I'll say only one friend as of right now. Honestly, be laughing at me if y'all want. It is what it is. But one friend I cherish. That's my guy right there.
That's right. Right.
But it can be a real struggle making friends, especially on a big how many people on this campus? 20,000. I don't know how many people on this campus, y'all.
I don't think it's 20,000.
I said 20,000. Nah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Dang, that'd be half the. Dang, that's crazy. How many people are on the USM
I'm
campus?
not even sure.
USM student body is around 13,000.
13,000. Wow, that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of
But that's
people.
USM in general. This campus.
Oh, okay, I
Gulf
get you.
Coast
Yeah.
campus, so,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
say about 5,000.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real difficult making friends. From people from
Right.
all parts of Mississippi. Then some out the country. Then it's some from the states. It's real hard. Having those interactions. But
Another thing, what I'm saying, that I like kind of worry about is like social class. Like you got to be a part of this group to fit in, or you got to have this. You know what I'm saying, to feel like you fit in, or you gotta feel like you gotta have like this. You know what I'm saying, to be cool with this person. You know what I'm saying, like I'm be real. I ain't got no Hellcat, okay? I drive a Nissan Altima. Okay, I drive a
Okay,
Nissan Altima.
Nissan gang.
You know what I'm saying? I got a Nissan Altima.
Corolla.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't on no football team.
Yeah.
I'm an RTC. I play the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? I don't have, you know what I'm saying, all the other things that other people have that society feel like you need to be validated nowadays. So just off the fact alone of that, that kind of makes me, hesitant about talking to new people, because it's like, dang, how they gonna feel? You know what I'm saying? They realize I ain't got tattoos, I don't got dreads anymore. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't drive a fast car. You know what I'm saying? Like all the type of things I think about. It kind of make me hesitant on talking to people.
I think social media definitely has a lot to do with how everyone is feeling, just because social media is this big facade nowadays,
Right.
and everybody's trying to keep up with everybody,
Right.
and it's making the real world turn into a literal play or a show, because no one is being who they genuinely are anymore. They want to be this mysterious person on social media, so they try to act bougie or stuck up in public. It's just a lot of stuff that goes into play in social media. As it becomes more prominent in our society, it's really causing a daunting on mental health and just being social in general, because instead of picking up the phone to say, oh, can we meet here, they rather FaceTime or
Right.
text. The forms of communication have become very electronic these days.
Right. I definitely agree. Social media is like one big facade. No one posts, that they're doing bad on social media. Everybody posts on social media what they want you to see, what they want you to believe. Hey, I'm doing good. I got this going on in my life. I got this going on in my life. I'm taking trips here. I got this kind of car, this kind of house. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you said, it's like a race. You know what I'm saying? Like a competition. Everybody wants to keep up. or everybody wants to feel relevant. They want to feel like, you know, they have motion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to feel like that they have this going on, that going on. And it's getting so bad, you know what I'm saying, to the point where it's like, dang, you know, it's like you said, it's like the real life is like a play, you know. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one of the people trying to keep up with fads and trends. I am who I am, you know. And I just, that's one thing that I respect about myself, is that I'm genuine and that I don't try to keep up, you know what I'm saying, with society. You know, I tried it. I ain't gonna lie, I did. You know what I'm saying? I bought a Bass Pro hat. I ain't gonna lie, I did. I bought about 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Put them on. They ain't look right. You know, but hey.
Yeah, no doubt. It's, you know, this new age of, you know, adolescents, teenagers, and young adults. It's, you know, it's the electronic age, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, I think it is. And,
Right.
you know, like, you know, harping off what my other host said, you know, everything is a facade nowadays. You know, it's very seldom that you see someone post, you know, I had a bad day, or, you know, this made me unhappy today, or, you know, I wasn't feeling well today. It's always, you know, and nothing wrong with posting your highlights, you know, and, you know, talking about your successes, but a lot of times, you know, life isn't, you know, life isn't always up,
Right.
you know. Sometimes it's down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, you know. It's a configuration of, you know, it's almost like someone that's a controller, and, you know, it's like, you know, some days, you know, dang, I didn't sleep too good today, you know. How many times do y'all see people post that, or is it, you know, oh, yeah, going, you know, doing this, done the third today, or, you know, and I'm guilty of it too, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's, you know, a lot of times, you know, we got to stay true to ourselves. You know, you got to be confident in, you know, who you are, how you were raised, you know, where you came from, you know, how your parents, you know, brought you up and whatnot. And, you know, what's your foundation, you know what I mean? And my grandfather always told me, he said, you know, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for just about anything or whatnot. So,
Right.
you know, a lot of times these days, you know, you just got to, it's real hard, you know, in this big campus right now, you know, 5,000, you know, student body on this Hattiesburg campus, but, you know, gotta have that, you know, that discernment, that, you know, that almost like, I'm not gonna say third eye because I don't, you know, anyways, but I'm not gonna say that, but you gotta have, you know, some type of, you know, discernment, some type of, you know, almost like sixth sense to know, you know, is this person my friend? Is this person, you know, is it just a tag? Is, you know, is this, you know, just another come or goer? You know what I mean? But it's, you know, it's real, you know, it's a real challenge these days for, you know, a lot of people like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, you know, that 17 to 24, you know, age range right now. It's, you know, I feel like, you know, we're going through a lot, you know, mentally, you know, job-wise, school-wise, work-wise, you know, it's a lot to, you know, juggle in 24 hours and whatnot. But, you know, like I said earlier, with enough perseverance, faith, and et cetera, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of things get done in this life, if you ask me, even at our young age of, 20, I'm 22, 21, 22, so.
22.
You know, 22, excuse me, we all 20, you know, we got two 22-year-olds and one 21-year-old, so.
I'll be 22 on the 30th, though.
Okay, then, well, you know, if, you know, we see you then, you know, or if we don't, happy belated birthday to you, you know. Shout out to
Early
you.
birthday.
Oh, I said belated. Whoops. Happy early birthday to you.
Happy early birthday
Yeah.
to you.
But I think TikTok, well, take TikTok for example. A lot of people go viral on TikTok for being real and showing things that no one else shows. Like, I don't know if y'all know the creator Ekane. Y'all know her?
I don't have TikTok.
What's her name? No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I
so
don't think
Ekane is this viral TikToker. She's a wig influencer, but she also overshares her personal business with the father of her children and like what's going on with them. And she has an abundance of influence on TikTok because she's just so real and rare. And I think when people see that on social media, they're not used to it. So, of course, you're going to get a lot of clicks and a lot of likes, which is why I just wish people would be themselves more, because you could spend an hour editing a vlog or video versus this person who done spent one take in a 1 minute video. They'll get 1 million likes and you'll get 30.
Right.
So it's like, why not just be yourself? Sometimes it doesn't take the over.
Exaggerated.
Yeah, like
Amen to
it
that.
doesn't take a lot to go viral on social media these days, especially if it's something that's not always showcased. People see people faking for food runs, errands, like Target runs and stuff every day. Nobody wants to see that.
Right.
If you want to go viral these days, show what's really going on. If you
Yeah.
had a bad day, people want to see that because they can relate to that more than having this pitch perfect day or weekend.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And, you know,
yeah.
you
people can relate to those videos more or that type of content more because everybody's not up. A lot of us deep down inside, whether we want to admit it or not, are down. So if someone is posting content that's always up, we're not gonna want to see that because we can't relate to that. And then that also triggers what a lot of people do: self-comparison. Dang, this person is what? 18, 19, or 20. This person is my age, and they got this going on in their life, and here I am, the same age, not doing this and that. I feel like self-comparison is a big factor at this day and age.
It's the death for joy.
For real, absolutely.
I suffer from that. You know what I'm saying? I suffer from that.
Absolutely.
I look at these people like Danielle Bergoli. I mean, the girl is famous for what? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And she's my age. She's younger than me, actually. Millionaire, this house, car, celebrity status.
Yeah.
I compare myself, you know what I'm saying, to people like her. Like, dang, what am I doing in life? Or even people from my class that I graduated with. Like, they all getting married, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, they start a family. I'm like, dang, what am I doing in my life? I feel like they so much ahead of me to where I feel like I'm behind. But see, I have to realize, I'm not on their timing. I'm on my own level.
Absolutely.
Things are set to happen in my life at a certain time for a certain reason. So I can't track my progress off of someone else's progress. You see what I'm saying? But social media will have you thinking that way. Like you're behind in life. Like you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got your ducks in a row. When in reality, you do. It's just that self-comparison thing that our mind likes to do. When we see people our age, or we see people living a certain lifestyle that we feel like we ought to have or that we want to have.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to preach, sorry.
Oh, no, that's cool. No, that was great insight. I appreciate that, for real.
And honestly, back to that comparison thing, I feel like everyone in this day and age has that button when they see someone that has something that they want or somewhere where they want to be. We automatically compare. Like, people say, oh, don't compare yourself to this and that, but it's really hard to do that
Right.
when they have something that you want or doing something that you want to do. And no one has taught you how to not do that.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you could say don't compare yourself, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to compare. I'm still going to feel the way I feel. And at the end of the day, maybe one day I won't compare it anymore. But in that instance, it's like an automatic switch in your brain or something.
See,
I don't know.
That's what people like. What she just did, she just kept it real. She said she's going to keep doing it.
No, like literally,
See,
because
that's real.
I know what I want.
That's
And
real.
if you got what I want,
Yeah.
of course I'm going to compare it. But not in the fact of, oh, I'm jealous, but like, what could I do to get there
Right.
to be better?
Absolutely, y'all. And, as they were saying, self-comparison is a thief of joy and whatnot. And, just a little thing, a little thing out there for, the audience and my fellow co-hosts, Sometimes we look at influencers, that and the third, who we admire, who we respect, who we, I guess compare ourselves to in a way. But in a way, there's someone out there, I don't know who it is for me or for y'all, but there's someone out there that's looking up to y'all, saying, oh man, this and the third is happening in their life, but it's up to ourselves, self-accountability to, live the life we want to live and, pursue it in the best way we can, you know what I mean? And to conclude, our episode today, I guess, what are 2 or 3 ways y'all, I guess, to close out this year, what are 2 methods y'all gonna use to, I guess, better y'all mental health and, stop self-comparison? I'll share mine after y'all go.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. The self-comparison, it ain't going to stop.
Yes, it's hard, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
are there ways, things that I can do that can kind of tone down on that, not be so hard on myself about that? Absolutely, there are ways, being grateful for where I am in life, being grateful for what I have. I'm the first person on both sides of my family to earn a degree of any sort, my associates in arts. So stuff like that, just being grateful, where I am in life, what I'm saying, instead of comparing myself, just look at where I am right now. What was the other question?
Oh, I was like, you gave one reason, one method how you gonna stop, I guess,
how to better
yeah,
my
you better
mental
your mental health.
I would say a lot more self-care days. I ain't had a haircut in like a month.
I feel you, though.
So, I'm really due for one of them. Maybe give me a Nike Tech,
I get you, no doubt.
I would say, well, lately I have been off of social media as much So it'll probably be like trying to focus on my life in the now versus like looking at everybody else's life because this is my path. God is going to shift it the way that He wants to anyway.
Amen.
And the second thing is back to God, building a better relationship with Him because if you really have God in your life, y'all, it's not nothing that you can't do.
Amen.
And you can expect the unexpected when you have a strong faith in Him. So those would be my two things.
Amen. And I'll give 3, I guess a little confession of mine. Honestly, I think it was as of like October myself. I actually put like a little screen time limit on my social media apps on my own phone. So for Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, I put an hour limit on my the intake that I have on my social media apps or whatnot, so I can, be productive, stop self-comparison, get off the phone, maybe exercise, maybe read a book, maybe, just simply live in a moment, clean up my room or, do things of the sort like that, So that's one right there, limiting my screen time, and actually, commit to that. Second, I would say exercising, there's, studies show that, no matter how big or how small you are, exercising, it benefits like 95% of people say when they're outside, sweating, whether it's, doing a jog, doing dumbbell curls or whatever, I think the study is 95% of people, they leave the gym a happier person than they did when they came in and whatnot. And third, as Ariana said, just myself, I'm a Christian, man, I make sure to read my Bible. I try to, take at least 30 minutes to an hour to, talk to God, read scripture, watch videos, so I can be secure in myself, know that it's ultimately, God's time and not mine. He'll direct my footsteps in due time, and I have to, learn to accept that, that my path isn't, Rashad's path, my path isn't Ariana's path or so-and-so's path or whoever's path, it's my path, and, just got to follow God and, he'll work out the rest. And with that said, so my 3 is limiting my screen time, exercising, and third, just involving God in my life, and pretty much all I do. And any extra comments or any outtakes y'all have?
That's it for me.
If you think you're doing bad in life, just know you're doing good, and I'm proud of you.
Amen to that, y'all. And with that said, hope you guys enjoyed this episode and whatnot. This is Southern Miss Speaks. I'm Zion Cochran.
I'm Rashad Williams.
And I'm Ariana Sanders.
And thank you for joining. You guys have a blessed one.